क्या है Git? किसी कोई भी आइडिया है? कुछ भी, like any idea about what is Git? No one? Okay, if I'm assuming that you guys have no idea about Git. So Git is a distributed file system. Basically, okay, someone wrote something. Yes, basically stores the version of file. So basically it is a file management system. तो हम यहाँ पे कैसे फाइल को मैनेज करते हैं? We keep separate branches of files. As we go on further, we'll understand what I'm saying by branches, what it means to be branching different file system. It's like जैसे हम लोग मोबाइल में हम लोग का अपडेट नहीं आता है, हर सॉफ्टवेयर में अलग अलग अपडेट आता है, तो उसमें कुछ ना कुछ फीचर्स ऐड होते हैं. वैसे ही अगर हम लोग हमारे फाइल सिस्टम में कोई फाइल ऐड करें या फिर हमारे कोड में कुछ चेंजेस करें, तो हम उसको एक अलग उसका एक अलग, जैसे हम लोग ऑब्जेक्ट बनाते हैं, उसका एक अलग इनिशियलाइजेशन रख सकते हैं, उसका एक अलग कॉपी बना के रख सकते हैं, जो अब मेरे पिछले कॉपी के साथ एग्जिस्ट करेगा पैरेलली. तो ऐसा है, इट्स अ टाइप ऑफ फाइल सिस्टम वेयर वी कैन कीप सेपरेट वर्जन्स. Now, how many of you have Git installed in your system? सबके पास Git installed है अपने सिस्टम में? कोई है जिसके पास Git installed नहीं है? Come on, response. It's okay. Actually, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so all of you here, yes, please respond so that you can demonstrate. Acha, someone here has not installed. Annesha. Okay, so you have a Windows system or a Linux system or Mac? कौन सा सिस्टम है तुम्हारा? अच्छा, two of you have not installed Windows. Okay, Pratik, you have Windows and you have not installed. तो एक काम करते हैं. Now, Live will try and install it in your system. Okay. Okay. So any one of you who wants to install it right now? Akash. भाई कैमरा ऑफ कर ले. Akash, your camera is on. Okay.
Yes, sorry, actually I was going on the microphone. Your video resolution is very low.
Yeah, because I'm sitting in the hills, so यहाँ पे network is a bit weak.
Okay.
Yes, and please be interactive in today's session, because today's session will be hands-on, where I'll teach you. Well, I will install you Git, and I'll show you how to add repositories into your Git, how to work in local system, how to merge, and all of that. We'll come into that. But if it's very important that you guys become interactive. See, I know how to use, so I'm here to teach you how to use. So if you don't learn hands-on, just remembering what I'm doing will not be good enough. Okay, so Pratik, let's do installation in the system if you're okay with it. Pratik, let's install it in your system. Okay, so let's do one thing. Why don't you share your screen? I'll guide you through the installation. I'm stopping my presentation, and you share your screen, and we'll guide you through the installation process.
Where what do you have to install?
Git. The Git system in your command line interface, through your command line interface, or GUI, whatever it is. Okay, sure. Maybe Pratik has joined through phone. I'll let him start his PC. So any one of you have prior experience of using Git and GitHub in the system? किसी के पास है कोई पिछला एक्सपीरियंस जो Git यूज करता है ओपन सोर्स कंट्रीब्यूशन के लिए या फिर अपना खुद का प्रोजेक्ट मेंटेन करने के लिए? Okay, maybe not. Definitely the people apart from the core. I'm talking about the new students, because the people in the core, they already have a Git account and pretty good idea.
I think Soumyadeep, you have some experience with it, right?
Yes. On GitHub means I've done contribution on GitHub.
That's correct.
And also I tried to use Git also, but I also faced some issues while
Yeah. So today, I think after today's session, you'll
Git
not face much
in
issues with
terminal
Git. It's
actually.
a bit complicated. Exactly. So I'll show you in terminal only. We'll do hands-on on terminal. And if you have any doubt, please ask. Okay, while I'll be doing it, if you have any doubt, please ask it. So Pratik, is your system ready? I'm not sure. I think Pratik is. Okay. एक बार तो रेडी हो जा, फिर मेरे को बता देना, फिर हम लोग इंस्टॉल करेंगे Git. उसके बाद ना हाँ, तो आराम से कर लो.
Sir, I'm ready.
You ready? Then share your screen.
Sir, I'm already sharing my screen.
हाँ, क्या बोले तुम?
Sir, I'm already sharing my screen.
You are sharing a screen.
Yeah, but I will do it once again.
Ah, sure.
I think it's not visible.
Okay, for the people who are joining now, we have just started and हम लोग Git को इंस्टॉल करने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं. उसके बाद हम उसके आगे बढ़ेंगे. And we have said that Git is a file control system, a version control system. Wait, 1 second. Pratik, ping. Okay, sure. Maybe Pratik is facing some issues. Is there anyone else who wants to do a demonstration of live installation of Git? I mean, I'm assuming either तो तुम लोग के पास Git installed है या फिर नहीं है, और अगर नहीं है तो करवा लो, hands on हो जाएगा. Yes, I think 3 लोगों ने बोला था. Okay. All right, Pratik, your screen is visible. That's good. You have already opened the page of Git. This is nice. Okay, now let's go for download for Windows. You have a 64-bit Windows, right?
Yes,
Download the 64-bit. Yes. I think it's pretty easy installing it in Windows. The hardest is with Linux.
yes, sir.
You have to use Homebrew for that, right?
Not necessarily Homebrew. You can directly install it from command lines. So suppose if you're using मान ले तो कोई आर्च का यूज कर रहा है तो पैकमैन यूज करके इंस्टॉल कर सकता है. अगर तुम
हाँ,
उबंटू यूज
मतलब
कर
कोई
रहा है तो
सेकेंडरी चाहिए उसको इंस्टॉल कराने को.
पैकेज
जैसे
मैनेजर चाहिए, सेकेंडरी पैकेज
हाँ,
मैनेजर.
जैसे मैक में Xcode या Homebrew चाहिए.
हाँ, exactly. And also Windows may you just have to do next after installing. So that's better to keep it in default settings.
Yes, sir. So I can't share my entire screen. I just share the Google Chrome.
अच्छा कोई बात नहीं,
Yeah, sir.
कोई बात नहीं. Once your file is downloaded, open the file. Okay.
So I'm running the GitHub file now.
Okay.
I'll just next कर रहा हूँ.
ठीक है.
Yeah, I think I can share the entire window for some reason.
हाँ, it's fine. I understand. Your entire window is not being shown.
Yeah.
And while his file is being downloaded, let me tell you the importance of having a Git and GitHub account. जितने भी recruiters हैं जो ये देखना चाहते हैं कि तुम्हें कितना आता है, see, we say that we have certain level of knowledge about certain topic, but to prove that we need to show them our work. अगर कोई कारीगर बोलता है कि मेरी कारीगरी इतना अच्छा है, तो हम ये तब यकीन करेंगे जब हम उनकी कारीगरी देखेंगे ना. So to show our work, it's very important that you have a GitHub account जहाँ पे हमारे कोड्स, हमारे आइडियाज, हमारे प्रोजेक्ट्स सारे हो, और जो एम्प्लॉयर है या फिर जो भी हमारे इस wants to see how much good we are in the respective fields, वो आके देख पाए our work, how it is modeled and all of that. It's really important to have a GitHub account and also to maintain it regularly, because maintaining a GitHub account is very important for the impression that your employer has on you. और एक बात ये भी है कि अगर तुम Git को CLI से यूज करते हो, it also helps you become comfortable with CLI. Okay, Git is installed. Now let's go below. और नीचे keep going.
It's versions. Let me tab is मुझे open किया, by default open हुआ once the installation was done.
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा मेरे को, थोड़ा देर से बोलो.
सर ये जो टैब मैंने ओपन किया है, ये by default open हुआ once my installation was done of GitHub. Actually, I can't share my entire thing for some reason.
That's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Share your entire screen.
Yes. Your GitHub installation is already done.
Okay. So I think your Git bash is opened. Now let's type a few commands. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Write git
Git
and then give a space,
space.
two hyphens.
My keyboard is actually switching.
हाँ जी.
Okay, sir. Hold on a second. Can you please write the code over here in the chat? I will just copy it because my keyboard is glitching.
Okay, I'm writing the command in the comment box. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Just copying it and pasting it.
Control Shift V. Control Shift V. Control V doesn't work here.
Control Shift V is working.
Okay, Windows में भी काम नहीं करता. That's great.
Yeah. Okay, I will type it. Sir, command not found error.
So see, your bash is not installed. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's do one thing.
Yeah.
let's configure Git. Write the command git. Close this terminal. Close this terminal.
Okay.
Open a command prompt.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
Now go git
Yeah. Git.
and now check the version once to see whether your bash is added or not.
So
See.
Git version 2.0.
So your git is added in a command prompt. Now let's configure your git. Right, git
Yes, sir. Git
space config
space
config config config.
config.
This means you're configuring. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now
Yeah.
space
Yeah, space
double hyphen
double hyphen.
global. So this is a global configuration. Okay, this is why it's global.
Global.
Now space
Space
user dot name
user
dot name
name. Yeah.
space
Space
quotation double quotation. Okay.
double quotation. Double quotation.
Now write the now within the quotations write the username of your GitHub account. Not the GitHub account, the Git account. I mean the Git user you want to use. Usually we write it down name or if any specific code name we have.
I will use a Pratik 78.
Okay. Enter.
Yeah. Enter.
Now repeat the command. Instead of writing user.name, write user.email.
Okay.
No, see you forgot writing git config. Remember,
Okay.
whenever you use any git command, the first word we write is git. Okay.
Okay. Git config.
Just
Dada,
one thing.
Bol.
In his username,
to write
Pratik
any
70
username or GitHub username.
This is the git username.
Email.
This git is installed in your local machine. Okay. Now the git control system will manage git setup within the local repositories. So to do that, we are creating a git account in our remote local machine. Okay. Then we'll link it to our GitHub account. Okay, so did you already have a GitHub account? Git installed in your
No, sir.
पहले से था ना?
No, sir. नहीं
था. अच्छा, then
नहीं.
see you forgot to write user.email. You wrote only email.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
ये email किसका ना? User का email.
Okay. तो करना है कंट्रोल सी कंट्रोल वी है
हाँ इसमें है command prompt में है. Okay, so now your git is set up. Now let's check whether it's set or not. Write git.
Yeah, git
space config space 1 hyphen then L.
1 hyphen then L. Right? Sir?
Yes, this enter. See in एकदम नीचे देखो user.name is equals to Pratik 78, user.email is equals to Pratik Arulkar 2. So सारा add हो गया ना?
Yes, I added.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you know your GitHub configuration is done. Okay.
Yeah.
So once all of your configuration is done, then we'll start hands-on. So I am hoping you guys will follow on, or at least once the session is over, you will do it. So
Achha.
if you want, you can write the commands.
Excuse me, Pratik.
Yes, sir.
So what you can do is please copy all the sequential commands that you have written, and can you please paste it on the Meet? It would help everybody else.
Yes, please. Yes, I will do.
You can comment.
Sir, actually, your voice is breaking.
Maybe after the session, I'll share all the commands.
Yeah, in case people want to do hands-on and they've
Sure, sure. I can just write the commands maybe.
इतनी देर में you can wait for the others to complete.
Hmm.
Till now, I guess 6-7 of them have completed.
Okay, I think Gaurav has shared the codes. Okay. Now I think you can stop sharing screen and I can show it from my system.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And you can follow on, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, do you guys need some time to do your configuration, or have you already done, or would you do it later? Please let me know, then I'll wait for some time.
Done.
Done. Anyone
Yes.
else for whom I should wait? If you're lagging behind, you can say कि भैया 5 मिनट रुक जाओ या फिर 2 मिनट रुक जाओ फिर मैं बाद में कर लूँगा. It's completely fine if you want me to wait. Okay. I'm assuming that you guys are almost up to the mark. Okay. Acha, once your Git configuration is done, then what we do is we try to insert our file system into the Git. मतलब हमें जिस फाइल सिस्टम के ऊपर हमारे Git को काम करवाना है हम उसके ऊपर काम करना शुरू करते हैं. So see, all of us are engineers, so we must have made some project, maybe some Java project or some C++ project, or a web development project. So what we want to do is we want to upload it into a server, and before that we want to maintain different copies of it. Yes, definitely. If you have not finished the installation, we'll share all the codes after the session is over. So let's do hands-on. I'm hoping you guys can see my screen. Let's create a folder. I've created a folder in my desktop. Now I open my command. I don't have a command prompt, sorry. I have a terminal and it's Linux. So what I'll do is when you open your terminal or command prompt, whatever it is, you will get something like this, your base directory. From that, you would want to go to the directory जहाँ पे तुमको ये Git system लगवाना है, which is basically your working directory or your project directory. So to do that, we'll navigate into the directory where we want to initialize our Git. So as you have seen, I have created a new folder in my desktop. So I would want to travel there. For that, let's go to desktop. Then let's go to the new folder. Okay, Linux has a problem of having too many problems. As you have seen that I have traversed into the folder, which is new folder. Now here I want to initialize my Git. What I will do is git init. This will initialize the entire folder as a Git folder. Basically, whatever I will be doing within this directory will be maintained using the Git file system, where I can do different operations, which will be moving on later on. Okay, once this is done, now we have our entire file in the Git thing. Now let's create a file here. Okay, now let's go inside this, and let's create a text file. Okay, and let's write something. First text file. Now let's think of it as a project file. Suppose you're writing a Java code or some C++ code. So this is your file. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go in our terminal and we'll see what is the status. This will show that we have untracked files text file.txt. So what it is showing is the git status command क्या करता है कि हमारे जो git डायरेक्टरी है उसका क्या स्टेटस है, कितने फाइल्स है, कितने फाइल्स ऑलरेडी हमारे सिस्टम में एडेड है, कितने ऐड करना बाकी है, ये दिखाता है. ठीक है. So once we write the git status command, it will show all these things like how many commits we have made, we have no commits yet, or how many untracked files are there. So what are untracked files? Untracked files are files which are present in our git folder, but we haven't yet added it into our git system. So to do that, we use the command git add, and we can do dot. So what dot does कि जितने भी फाइल्स है अभी हमारे फोल्डर के अंदर वो सारे के सारे git रिपोजिटरी में ऐड हो जाते हैं. Now let's do status. See, there is a concept of staging in Git. So what is staging? Whenever we work on Git के 3 steps होते हैं. पहले तो हम किसी फोल्डर को बनाते हैं या फिर किसी फाइल को बनाते हैं, फिर हम उसको Git सिस्टम में ऐड करते हैं. लेकिन सिस्टम में ऐड करने से पहले there is a procedure जहाँ पे हम उसको स्टेज करते हैं. It's like making a line. It's suppose you have to enter an auditorium. Before entering the auditorium, we make a line or a queue or a stack, whatever it is. Basically, we cluster the people or the files which we want to add or into our Git. और उसके बाद जिस फाइल्स को हम स्टेज कर रहे हैं हम सिर्फ उन्हीं फाइल्स को हमारे गिट में ऐड करते हैं. मे बी यू हैव मल्टीपल फाइल्स, मे बी यू हैव 50 फाइल्स, बट यू ओनली वांट टू ऐड 40 फाइल्स इनटू द गिट सिस्टम और बाकी की 10 फाइल यू वांट टू ऐड लेटर ऑन. सो व्हाट वी डू इज वी ओनली ऐड दोस 40 फाइल्स and then those 40 files go into the staging area. From there we finally add it into our git system. Okay, so to do that we use the command commit. Yes, Windows follow the same set of commands. Windows और Linux में git के commands में कोई difference नहीं, because git is a system in itself. तो git के commands सारे same होते हैं, बस टर्मिनल देखने में थोड़ा अलग होता है. Linux में थोड़ा funky होता है, Windows में थोड़ा boring होता है, बस इतना ही फर्क है. Now suppose I'm adding this file and I want to add some specific message with this. मतलब ये किस चीज का फाइल है, what I want to do with this. So we use the command -m. Here commit will, what it will do, it will commit the file into the git system, and -m is used for message, certain message we want to pass along with, ताकि बाद में हमें समझ में आए कि हम जो ये कॉमिट किए थे या फिर जो हम ये मैसेजेस को अपलोड, इस फाइल को अपलोड किए थे, इसमें क्या था या फिर हम क्यों कर रहे थे, so that we can later on come back to it. So let's do this as initial comment. Now all of this is happening locally within your system. You have not yet touched the GitHub. Okay, this is happening within your remote system. See, now your file is committed. Okay, by far any questions कि commit क्या है, staging क्या है, कैसे करते हैं, कोई भी questions है तो please पूछ लो. Anyone, any questions?
The git init, after the git init I have to run the command what git status.
नहीं, इसके बाद उसको रन करने का जरूरत नहीं है. अच्छा, एक बार फिर से बता दो. git init क्या करता है, git को इनिशियलाइज करता है. ठीक है,
तो इसके हाँ
इसके बाद क्या करना तुम यही पूछ रहे हो ना, सीक्वेंशियली. तो सीक्वेंशियली ऐसा कुछ नहीं करना है. तो मेरा तो फोल्डर यहाँ पे एम्प्टी था. मान लो ये कोई फोल्डर है जहाँ पे बहुत सारा कोड्स है. ठीक है, जैसे मैं गिट इनिट करता हूँ, मेरे सारे जो फोल्डर है या फिर जितने भी फाइल्स है उस फोल्डर के अंदर सारे मेरे गिट के अंदर उन सारी चीजों में मेरा गिट इनिशियलाइज हो जाता है. उसके बाद टू चेक आई हैव शोन यू द कमांड गिट स्टेटस. So it's not important you write the command git status, but to see कि how many
Okay,
files
okay,
are
okay, okay.
already committed, to show you कि अभी तक ये commit नहीं हुआ था, उसके बाद हम ऐसे commit कर रहे हैं, इसके लिए I've done the command git status. Okay. In any point of time जहाँ पे तुमको देखना है कि कितने files मेरे committed है और कितने files को commit करना बाकी है, we have to use the command git status. And do you know why I've added that dot in git add? ताकि जितने भी फाइल्स है वो सारे ऐड हो जाए, जहाँ पे हम लोग को मेंशन नहीं करना पड़े. ऑल्सो आई शो यू हाउ टू ऐड सर्टेन फाइल आफ्टर मेंशनिंग. ये अगर मेरे को किसी पर्टिकुलर फाइल को ऐड करना है तो कैसे ऐड करते हैं.
तो
एंड आफ्टर एडिंग रिमेंबर दिस इज नॉट फाइनल. বল
হ্যালো,
বল বল
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ বলছি গেট অ্যাড করে দিলে তাহলে ওটা আবার মানে রিইনিশিয়ালাইজ মতো হয়ে যাচ্ছে না, মানে ওটা যে নতুন ফাইলটা যেটা এসছে ওটা আবার মানে
না গেট
হ্যালো
না 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 রিইনিশিয়ালাইজ হচ্ছে না. গেট অ্যাড করলে পরে আমার একটা প্যাচ বুঝিস. আচ্ছা সব প্যাচ ছাড়, ইটস লাইক আ স্টেজিং এরিয়া, মানে বেসিক্যালি এটা একটা মিডল ওয়ে যেখানে আমরা একটার পর একটা ফাইল অ্যাড করতে থাকি বিফোর সেন্ডিং ইট টু গেট. মানে ভাব এরকম, মানে গিটহাব বা গেট যে রিমোট রিপোজিটরিটা যেটা থাকে যেখানে আমরা ফাইনালি অ্যাড করব, সেটা হচ্ছে ভাব একটা অফিস. ঠিক আছে, এবার আমি আমার অফিস থেকে তোর অফিসে ফাইল পাঠাতে চাই. এবার আমার কাছে 20টা ফাইল আছে. এবার সব ফাইল আমি তোকে এখন পাঠাতে চাই না, কিছু ফাইল এখনো কাজ করা বাকি. তো আমি কিছু ফাইলগুলোকে আগে যেগুলো আমি পাঠাতে চাই সেগুলোকে এক জায়গায় করব, তারপরে তোর কাছে পাঠাবো. এই যে আমি এক জায়গায় করছি, ক্লাবিং করছি, স্টেজিং করছি, এটার জন্য আমরা অ্যাড করি বেসিক্যালি ওই যে ভাব একটা বাকেট করে আমি ফাইলগুলো নিয়ে যাবো. আমার বাকেটে আমি 10টা ফাইল রাখলাম 20টা থেকে, তারপরে এই বাকেটটাকে আমি পাঠিয়ে দিলাম. এই যে একটা ব্লক বানালাম যেখানে আমি ডিফারেন্ট ফাইলস গুলোকে নিলাম যেগুলোকে আমি কমিট করবো বা পাঠাবো, সেটার জন্য আমরা অ্যাড কমান্ড ইউজ করি যেখানে এই ফাইলগুলো স্টেজ হয়. ঠিক আছে. Then after you have added all the necessary files in using the add command in our staging area, then আমরা একটা সিঙ্গেল কমিটে স্টেজিং এরিয়া যতগুলো ফাইল আছে সবগুলোকে একবারে পাঠিয়ে দিই. ঠিক আছে. Okay, there's a problem. System cannot find the path specified. Just come after select desktop. Okay, so this is okay. As Aryan has said, you have to traverse the entire, because in Windows if you know your entire directory की होम डायरेक्टरी के बाद यूजर्स के बाद कौन सा होम डायरेक्टरी है उसमें का कौन सा डेस्कटॉप है, then it becomes easy for you. If you don't know your entire directory system, then it's better to copy the entire path. Okay, if you have any problem after this, you can text me, or you can comment here, or open your mic and ask. Yes, like Gaurav Bhaiya has said, imagine it as a lobby in the battle royale game where your first stage of your changes, then you commit. Yes, basically जैसे हम लोग lobbying करते हैं ना वैसे staging करते हैं. And same thing is happening. Try this and see. Yes. Harshita, maybe you can share your screen. If your problem is not resolved, we can try and resolve it right here on. Yes. So let's see. She has to.
রিয়াম,
हाँ बोल.
হর্ষিতা শেয়ার করলেও না ইউ ডোন্ট স্টপ প্রেজেন্টিং, কারণ তোর আবার প্রেজেন্ট করলে তোর আবার কিছুক্ষণ না ব্লারি আসবে, তো জাস্ট লিভ ইট অ্যাজ ইট ইজ.
Okay. अच्छा, while mic is not working somehow. अच्छा. Then, so do you want to present, and then maybe we can guide you, and you can write whatever you want to write in the comment box. So while she is presenting, if you guys have any questions, you can ask. Okay. Now maybe you can show us what problem. Okay. Write cd space desktop. Enter. Okay, do one thing. Press Windows D. No, I'm saying press Windows plus D. so that you go into your desktop screen. Now go to my computer, and I want to see the spelling of your desktop. I think it's a spelling mistake. Desktop. Go to File Manager. Go to C drive. Okay, where's your user directory? This PC. Okay. Now go to C drive. Achha, open your command prompt once more.
She has the users directory, right? In C.
Anji.
She has a users directory in
Okay.
C
Now
itself, so she can go there.
desktop. The system cannot be specified.
पहले users में जाओ, उसके बाद में
Now go to user. In
uh,
File Manager, go to users.
users में जाओ.
Harshita Gupta. Go there and see if you have desktop. You don't have desktop in your this. See your desktop जो डायरेक्टरी है वो कहीं और पे है, इसीलिए वो उसको ढूंढ नहीं पा रहा है.
দাদা এটা ওয়ান ড্রাইভে কানেক্টেড আছে তাই জন্য পাচ্ছে না ডেস্কটপ।
Correct.
Exactly.
So in that case, just right click on desktop here, right click करो,
Right click
and you
करो.
can go to
Copy the
property.
path. नहीं git bash नहीं. हाँ देखो वन ड्राइव में है basically.
You can copy the path, or you can go to properties. No, not copy.
Not copy.
Not copy. Right click and go to properties. And here you can see that it's linked to your OneDrive. So
See the location.
इसके लिए I have a suggestion for you. You can follow this Stack Overflow tutorial on how to fix it. Okay. So I've sent the link. I think the first answer might be able to help you out.
Yes, exactly. ये वन ड्राइव की वजह से हो रहा है. Okay. Whatever happens, let us know. Okay. If it works, let us know. If it doesn't, that also let us know. All right. Okay. I think then. Yes. Acha. Let's get back to our thing. We have committed. Okay. Now, let's do one thing. Let's create another file in the same directory, and let's see what happens. Let's create another file. Let's name it new file. Now let's go here and write git status. See, just to check what is happening in our directory. Now it is showing that it has one untracked file. All right. Now what I will do is I'll add another file, and then I'll add only one file in for commit, and I'll not add another file, to show you how we can add particular files precisely. See, now we have two untracked files. Now we will add only one file, and we will leave behind another file to show how to do specific adds. It's hanging. Let's add. Now let's check the status. See, as you can see, only one file has been added into our staging area. See, git is staging only one file, new file, which I've specifically mentioned. The other file is still untracked. This is what I was saying about lobbying or staging. So maybe there are multiple files, but you only want to add only one file into the system. What we do is we mention the specific files that we want to add, and then once all the files that we want to add is staged, then we finally commit. Okay. What happened previously is if we write only git commit, it will open a prompt for entering the message. To avoid this, what we do is we add the message only, whatever message we have. Okay, now this is added. Now let's go into branching. Before that, okay, now we have done a few additions or and commits in our system. So let's check our log report. See, here you can see that each commit has a specific hash code. These hash codes are unique, okay? And this is a pointer. In the git file system, the head is a pointer just like we have in our linked list, but here head is used to maintain the directory, as into which directory we currently are pointing. So currently my head is in master and it has two commits, this one, our second commit, and our initial commit. So यहाँ पे ना git का मजा शुरू होता है. अब यहाँ पे अगर हम अपना git देखेंगे, git status, how many files are there? There are two files, the initial commit and the second commit, and then there's a untracked file. Let's add the untracked file also. Git add sub and git commit third. I've forgotten to mention this. Okay, now git status will show that we are on master branch and there is nothing to commit. Now let's do one thing. Let's once more see our log. Sorry. Here you can see you have 3 commits. So मान लेते हैं कि मैंने कोई प्रोजेक्ट बना जिसमें मैंने पहले इनिशियली मेरा प्रोजेक्ट बनाया, उसके बाद मैंने कोई फीचर ऐड किया, उसके बाद मैंने कोई दूसरा फीचर ऐड किया, और मेरा दूसरा फीचर ऐड होने के बाद ना मेरा सिस्टम क्रैश होने लग रहा है. So what we can do is we can revert back to our previous like system, like not previous system, basically our previous setup, जहाँ पे इस settings में मेरा ये वाला फाइल नहीं था ना, हम उस settings में वापस जा सकते हैं. Now to do that, what we do is we see these unique these hash codes are unique. So what I'll do is I'll copy this hash code, and here I'll go to git. Maybe I'll go to the initial one. Check out. So what this checkout command does is it shifts the pointer. ये जो pointer दिख रहा था ना हम लोग को head वाला, ये checkout command इस pointer को shift करते रहता है. It can be within branches or it can be within different commits or different versions. So let's do this. We have checked out into this particular hash code. So this hash code was copied from here. अब इस टाइम पे जो ये वाला टाइम था, यहाँ पे मेरे सिस्टम पे जो भी कंडीशन था, it has reverted back to that. Let's see. Get log. Now let's see our log report. See, we have only one log, only one commit. So ये जो मेरे दो commits थे, this commit and this commit, this is no longer available in our system anymore. So this is a very good use case. So मान ले कोई feature में add करता हूँ, उसके बाद मेरा system में कोई दिक्कत दे रहा है, to revert back we can use this. Now if we want to go back into the initial system, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मेरे ये commits delete हो चुके हैं, ये बस एक separate branch में exist करते हैं. So what happens is every time we commit, a branch is created. Basically it's like a tree system. So these three they can exist separately, but once this exists, इसके साथ साथ ये भी exist करेगा, मेरे second commit के साथ साथ मेरा initial commit भी exist करेगा. लेकिन मेरा थर्ड कमिट के साथ मेरे दोनों कमिट्स एग्जिस्ट करेंगे. सो दीज आर लेयर आर्किटेक्चर जो एक ट्री की तरह काम करता है. Some committing? No. Okay. So let's go back to our current directory. So what we do is we go back to master. See, in master we had all the 3 commits, but in this particular we had only this one commit. If I go check out in this particular commit, we'll have only these 2 commits. So before that, let's try to go and see in master ki kahin hamara pura maine खो ना जाए. Now we'll see our kit. Now see, we have all the 3 commits. Okay, so this is very helpful to traverse between different commits. Commits मतलब a certain point of time में मान ली मेरे initial commit में कुछ add files added है या फिर उसके बाद मैं कुछ और add कर रहा हूँ, तो उस point of time में मैं वापस जा सकता हूँ. We can upgrade and downgrade. This is a very important feature of Git system. Now once all of this is done, now we want to create separate branches. So to do that, we go now. All of this is happening within the master branch. Okay, initially जो branch create होता है वो हमारा master branch create होता है. उसके अंदर हमारे different commits या फिर different submits है और हर submit का अपना timestamp maintain होता है. Now from this master branch we can also create separate branches. So to do that, we use the command git branch. Okay. Git branch, or we can write it git branch. Let's create a branch dev. Now a branch is created. Okay, let's see all the branches we have. See, we have 2 branches, master and dev. Dev मैंने create किया to show you branching. Now let's shift to dev. Get checkout. Now, as I've already said, checkout is used to shift my pointer. I'm shifting to dev. Now let's see. See, यहाँ पे my star mark was on master because my pointer was on master. Now let's see where my pointer is. Get branch list or -n. Now my head or my pointer is in dev. So whatever actions or whatever operations now we'll do, it will happen in dev branch. Let's see the status. Sorry, log. Now whatever was there in the master, वो dev में भी available है. Now let's create something in dev branch. So let's go back to our directory and let's create a new file. Now all of these are very bogus file, but to show you how this works, I'm just creating files. Okay, file dev. Okay, here. Now let's see my status. We have one untracked file dev. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll add this file. Once I've added, I will commit. Now while doing all of this, remember now I'm in my dev branch. So if I'm adding and committing while I'm at my dev branch, this commit will take place in the dev and the master will not even know about it. I'll show you that. Dev. Okay. Now let's check my git log. See, now I have 4 commits and the final commit is dev commit. Now this is being done while my head is pointed at dev. Now let's try and shift to master and देखते हैं कि master को पता चला क्या about this commit. Now I've shifted to master and let's check my log report. See, ये जो था ना dev commit, this has not yet come into master. Basically what this happens is, मान लो in a company different teams are working. Now जो मेन मेरा ऐप है या फिर जो मेरा मेन प्रोडक्ट है उसमें तो मैं अपना बीटा टेस्टिंग या फिर जो मेरे नए नए फीचर्स है वो ऐड नहीं कर सकता, फिर मेरा जो डेवलपमेंट है जो भी डेवलपमेंट फेज में चल रहा है वो मैं ऐड नहीं कर सकता. नाउ व्हाट वी डू इज वी क्रिएट अ डेव ब्रांच और डेवलपमेंट ब्रांच जहाँ पे मैं अपने सारे फीचर्स ऐड करता हूँ या फिर जो भी मुझे नए उसमें एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करने वो सब करता हूँ. नाउ वंस we have tried and see that the system is not broken, because see, even in my dev all the initial branches होते हैं, मतलब मैं सारी चीजों को इंटीग्रेट करके देख सकता हूँ कि काम कर रहा है कि नहीं. So once it is working, then we shift it to the master branch. Okay, let's create one more branch to show you some different things. Feature. Now let's go to feature. Sorry, get check out feature. Now while I'm at my future branch, let's create one more file. See, यहाँ पे तुम लोग को dev file नहीं दिख रहा है ना, because right now I'm in my future. The future is not in my future, in my future branch. Now let's revert to dev. See, file dev आ गया. See, एक बार फिर से करते हैं. हाँ, let's go to feature. Because this folder is within my Git repository, इसलिए ये हो रहा है कि जब भी मैं feature, sorry, let's clear the screen. So it has gone down. Here. Git check out feature. Because feature में ये file dev वाला add नहीं हुआ है, feature master से बना है और master में बस new file 1 और text file है. As soon as I go to feature, my dev file is vanished, even in my master. Check out master. But as soon as I go to my dev, this file comes back. See, so मान लेते हैं कि अब जो मेरा dev है, मैं जो बना है file dev, now this is in a working condition. Now I want to add it into my master branch. So what we do is first we go to my master. We go to master branch. Now let's check which branch we are on. -L does the listing. Now as you can see, my star or my pointer is pointing towards master, so in our master branch, what we do is we use the command merge. So what this will do is this will merge the systems, merge the different branches. So we write git merge dev. Now let's check our git log. Now see, even in our master there is dev commit. Now let's go and check out feature. As soon as you go to feature, यहाँ से वो file dev वाला चला जाता है. But sorry, while we are in our dev, because we have created and committed in our dev में तो exist करेगा ही. Even in our master branch it exists because we have merged both the branches. Okay, this is the basics of Git in your local repositories. Apart from there are a few things, but before that, tell me if you have any doubt in Git merge, commit, add, log, status, in anything. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Okay, well, see, it's important to understand things like this are better hands-on or when I'm in front of you in offline sessions, so I can help you with your systems. And if you have any doubt, you can ask. But right now, since you guys are in an online session, it's really important that I understand कि तुम लोग कितना समझ में आ रहा है या फिर नहीं आ रहा है. So please let me know. Is there any doubt?
DM, scroll down. Chat box.
Okay. I'll merge dev with all the branches. No, you will not merge dev with all the branches. अच्छा, जो हमारी इंडस्ट्री है वहाँ पे ऐसे काम होता है कि मान लो जो मास्टर ब्रांच है वो पब्लिक, मान लो आई एम मेकिंग ऐप, जो मास्टर ब्रांच है प्राइवेट रिपोजिटरीज में, वहां से मेरे ऐप में सारा फीचर्स चलता है. सो नाउ आई हैव अ डेव ब्रांच. ये कन्वेंशंस होते हैं, लोग कुछ अलग भी नाम रखते हैं, लेकिन कन्वेंशनली यूज द मास्टर ब्रांच फॉर आवर मेन प्रोजेक्ट. देन यू हैव अ डेव ब्रांच जहाँ पे डेवलपमेंट चलता है. तो हम लोग जो भी डेवलप करेंगे वो कुछ हम लोग कभी मास्टर ब्रांच को हाथ भी नहीं लगाएंगे. जो भी कोड्स लिखेंगे या फिर कोड्स को मॉडिफाई करेंगे, वो सारी चीज हम लोग विल डू इट इन आवर dev branch. Now suppose while we are developing, we want to add a new feature. So suppose my app is working and all the code is written in the dev branch, and then we merge it in the master branch, and then we make it production ready. So while I'm adding a feature, maybe I'm adding a feature of camera. So I'll make a branch of camera, or the team which is making the camera. So उस branch में मैं सिर्फ camera के जो features है, basically जो मेरे initial commits थे या फिर जो मेरे initial folders थे वो तो रहेंगी. इसके अलावा जो मेरे कैमरा के जो फीचर्स है वो मैं उसमें डेवलप करूंगा, टेस्ट करूंगा. Once I see that the camera feature is working, then I commit it into my dev branch. तो डेव ब्रांच में मान लो कैमरा का मेरा वो ऐड हो गया। मेरा एक और फीचर था जो था मेरा स्पीकर या फिर साउंड का सिस्टम, स्पीकर सिस्टम। ओके, जो मेरा स्पीकर सिस्टम का फीचर था, मान लो वो एक डिफरेंट ब्रांच में काम कर रहा था, और स्पीकर सिस्टम का जो ब्रांच था उसमें जो काम कर रहा था, फिर वो काम किया नहीं किया, then you're testing, then you're rewriting the code, and once the sound system is also working, जो मेरा sound system का जो branch है, that I'll merge in my dev. So my similarly my dev, my speaker, my camera, all of जो features है जो अलग अलग development small unit में हो रहे थे, all of them are merged into the dev. So मान लेते हैं कि जो मेरा speaker है वो मेरा काम कर रहा था, और जो मेरा कैमरा है वो भी काम कर रहा था, लेकिन जब मेरा कैमरा और स्पीकर एक साथ आया, किसी इंटरनल क्लैश की वजह से या फिर किसी डिपेंडेंसी की वजह से वो काम नहीं कर रहा है, इसलिए वी डोंट ऐड इट इनटू द मास्टर. सो आफ्टर ईच फंक्शनैलिटी इज डेवलप्ड, वी ऐड इट इनटू द वी मर्ज इट इनटू द डेव ब्रांच. उसके बाद अगर वो सारे चीज आपस में एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं, देन वी जस्ट मर्ज इट इनटू द मास्टर ब्रांच. इफ इट इज नॉट वर्किंग, व्हाट वी डू इज, जैसे मैंने दिखाया ना कि वी कैन गो बैक टू प्रीवियस commits using the unique hash code, वैसे हम लोग previous commits में चला जाते हैं जहाँ पे मेरा मान लो कैमरा was working, अकेले काम कर रहा था लेकिन स्पीकर के साथ काम नहीं कर रहा है, तो जहाँ पे मैंने मेरे उसको ऐड किया, कैमरा फीचर को ऐड किया, उससे पहले वाले स्टेज में चला जाता हूँ और कैमरा को मैं रीडेवलप करने के लिए भेज देता हूँ ताकि वो कंपैटिबल हो जाए, और फिर से वापस में जब वो कंपैटिबल हो जाता है फिर हम उसको मर्ज करके चेक करते हैं कि वो दोनों एक साथ काम कर रहा है कि नहीं. Once it is completely working smoothly, then we merge it into the master branch. This is how it works. So I'll not merge dev with all the branches. I'll merge all the sub branches with dev. Once they are working together fine, except then I'll merge it into the master branch. Okay, Shubhodhi. Now Aniket has a thing. Is there any command to see all the files from all the branches that merging? I'm sorry, but to see all the files within that branch, there is a command. I mean, as we can see the files, but to see all the files from all the branches, it is not possible, because you have to understand, it is possible to GitHub, but in Git it is working using a pointer. तो जो separate file systems बन रहे हैं एक tree की तरह है. So मान लो you are in a tree. Let me open the whiteboard. I'll show you. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So see, this is my master branch. Okay. So suppose this is my dev. This is my secondary. Maybe this is my beta branch. Now from dev, I've created a branch of feature 1. And this is feature 2. Let me write. Sorry. This is feature 1, and this is feature 2. Okay. This is my beta. This is my dev. This is my master branch. So, what was the question again? Okay, file system. Okay. So suppose initially I have created certain files here, and all of those are here in my master. Now after certain level of production, मैं सोचता हूँ कि अब मैं इसको डेवलपमेंट फेज में भेजता हूँ कि जो मेरा इनिशियली ऐप रन कर रहा था रिमोटली, अब उसमें तो उसको तो मैंने पब्लिश कर दिया, अब मुझे प्रोडक्शन कर दिया, अब मुझे उसमें तो कुछ डेवलपमेंट करना है, पर मास्टर में नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज इफ आई डू इट इन माई मास्टर्स व्हाट विल हैपन, इट कैन ब्रेक. सो व्हाट वी डू इज वी क्रिएट दिस dev branch. Okay, so dev branch will have all of this files because I have created it from masters. So here in development branch, मान लेते हैं I have decided to add few features. Now here मान लेते हैं there are 10 files. You asking about file system? मान लेते हैं there are 10 files. Now here also there will be 10 files initially. Now to add feature 1, this ये जो dev है यहाँ से मैं एक branch बनाऊंगा F1. Okay, to add feature F1. Here all the files will be taken. Okay, now to develop feature 1, maybe I'll have to add a few files. Okay, maybe I'll have to add a few codes or maybe a few files. Now once this is running, I will merge it into my dev. Okay. See, at this point of time, master is unaware. Just I've shown कि वहाँ पे मैं दिखा रहा था ना कि वो new file वाला dev वाला हट रहा था. At this point of time, master is unaware of this file. Okay, but as soon as I merge, dev gets all of these files. Okay. Now, if by chance I am reverting back, by chance I'm reverting to some my previous commits, then this will not exist. Okay. I'm not good at painting. Anyways. So if I'm reverting back, this will not exist. But if I'm merging, ये जो files है यहाँ पे चल जाएंगे, ठीक है? So at any given point of time, if you're not merging all the branches, maybe I'll merge this with dev, and dev will find all of the things that working properly, along with feature one, and then this will merge to this. तो जहाँ पे ये F1 वाले features के file भी add ना हो जाए, F2 वाले features के file भी add ना हो जाए, तो हम लोग इस फाइल्स को कैसे दिखेंगे? मान ले यहाँ पे ऐड करने के लिए मुझे कुछ और F2 वाले फाइल्स ऐड करने पड़े. Okay, so until and unless I'm merging, this branch is unaware of the branch, all the files here. This branch is unaware of all the files here. So in a single repository, in a single branch, I cannot find all the files. Okay, until and unless I'm merging. I hope this is clear. Aniket. Okay, Gaurav has written master, production, dev, camera patch feature, speaker patch feature. Correct. Merge single feature into dev. If everything works in dev, you merge it in production. Correct. Okay. So, a life pro tips: people forget all the good and maybe forgive all the bad you do to them, but maybe. Yes, bro, I have had similar experiences. So what happened was I was working in a freelance as a freelancer. So I made a single mistake in my code, and then I called my manager, and then I asked him that please check, and he was also, it was night, maybe he made a mistake in checking my code. It was not breaking in my system because जो मेरा एक और टीम था, प्रोडक्शन का टीम, उसने जो ऐड किया था वो मेरे पास नहीं आया था. वो ऐसा था, मान ले आई एम फीचर 1, सो फीचर 2 में जो फीचर्स थे ना वो मेरे को नहीं पता थे. सो आई वाज एडिंग इट इनटू माय डेव, and then I was checking it was running fine. My manager was also checking this, and he said it is completely fine. But जब सुबह को feature 2 ऐड किया, it broke. और वो देखने से पहले, because रात को ही चेक की dev में तो सारा काम कर रहा है, he added it to the master. Production नहीं था वहाँ पे, there was a master branch, and the entire system crashed. So yeah, it's a very bad thing. People will never forgive you if you break the entire production. I've had similar experiences.
और भी एक भयंकर इंसिडेंट सुनोगे?
हाँ बताओ.
तो एक बार मैं और सौरदीप एक प्रोजेक्ट पे काम कर रहे थे, ठीक है? दिस इज लाइक नॉट एग्जांपल ऑफ की wrong merging. It is an example of not using Git at all. So
Okay.
It was completely on my local system. So Sauradeep I invited on a live share pe, and we were pair programming.
Okay.
It was 1:00 in the night. We had to submit the project tomorrow, the next day, and suddenly everything broke on my system. There was no history of it. There was no, commit. Like, let's say I had committed at feature 5, then we worked till feature 20. So there was nothing on the git commit from feature 5 to feature 20, and at 1:00 at night it broke. समझ लो बेटा क्या हालत था उस दिन.
Yeah. So it's very important. मतलब ये तो सही है, मतलब समझ ले इतना मेहनत, सारा मेहनत पानी में, और एक बार कुछ सिस्टम से लोकल सिस्टम में उड़ गया. और ऐसा कभी बार होता है ना, मेरा OS क्रैश कर गया, फिर मेरा सिस्टम काम नहीं कर रहा है. So it's really important that we maintain a Git, and then as I'll show you later on कि how we'll upload into GitHub and we'll maintain it in our GitHub server. So most of the basic functions is Git is done. There are a few other functions like pipeline maintaining, CI/CD, then there's rebasing, but वो थोड़ा advanced concept है, वो बाद में. पहले I think let's move on to GitHub. Okay. So I'm hoping all of you have a GitHub account. है ना सबके पास GitHub account? ऐसा कोई है जिसके पास GitHub account नहीं है? सबके पास. Okay, I'm assuming every one of us here, 27 people, have a GitHub account. Okay. So let's go to GitHub. This is my personal GitHub. This is DSC GitHub. Okay. Now, if each one of us has a GitHub account, assuming, because as you didn't say, so we all know that in GitHub we make new repositories, where repositories are file systems, or not file system, basically folders, and within those folders we maintain our projects. तो ये तो सबको पता होगा कि repositories क्या है, कि कोई है जिसको ये नहीं पता कि repositories क्या है? If there's someone who does not know, please create one ASAP. Yes, please. If there's anyone who does not have a GitHub, you can even tell us. We can help you how to create. I mean, it's pretty simple signing up in GitHub, but still, let us know. So, so in GitHub we have different repositories. So, right now, let me go and create a new repository for today's session. Repositories are folders for my project. So let's keep it. So, learning, Git description, Git and Git basics. For now, I'm ignoring all of this, but later on I'll tell you the importance of a README file and what is Git ignore. This is a very important thing. Right after doing this, I'll tell you about Git ignore. Okay, let's create repository. Here my repository is created. Okay, now you have to understand Git and GitHub is separate. Okay, Git is a file system installed in my remote laptop और PC जो भी है, मतलब मेरा जो घर में सिस्टम है उसमें मैं एक सॉफ्टवेयर मान लो इंस्टॉल कर रहा हूँ जो मुझे मेरे प्रोजेक्ट या फिर बिना प्रोजेक्ट की सोच लो किसी भी फाइल सिस्टम को या फोल्डर सिस्टम को मेंटेन करने में हेल्प करता है. और कैसे मेंटेन करने में हेल्प करता है? ऐसे अलग अलग वर्जन्स बना के, जहाँ पे मैं अलग अलग वर्जन्स में ट्रैवल कर सकता हूँ, फिर उसके अलग अलग ब्रांचेस बना के उसमें ट्रैवल कर सकता हूँ. ये एक ऐसा फाइल सिस्टम है. जैसे हमारा फाइल एक्सप्लोरर है, इसमें हम लोग का फाइल सिस्टम है, वैसे ये एक हाइब्रिड फाइल सिस्टम है जो हमें डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेडली या फिर पैरेलली काम करने में मदद करता है. दैट इज गिट. व्हाट इज गिटहब? गिटहब इज ए रिमोट सर्वर. ओके, मतलब सर्वर तो सबको पता होगा आई होप. जैसे सर्वर्स होते हैं, जैसे गूगल का क्लाउड सर्वर हो गया, फिर गूगल का खुद का सर्वर हो गया, फिर फेसबुक का सर्वर हो गया जहाँ पे हम लोग का यूजर का डेटा स्टोर होता है, वैसे गिटहब एक सर्वर का इट्स बेसिकली github.com इज अ वेबसाइट, बट गिटहब इन बेसिक इज अ रिमोट सर्वर जहाँ पे वी कैन स्टोर ऑल आवर फाइल. जैसे गौरव भैया बोले कि उनका वो सारा खो गया था, ताकि कभी सिस्टम क्रैश होने की वजह से हमारा चीज़ खराब ना हो या फिर यूनिवर्सली एक्सेस करने के लिए हम गिटहब से उसको यूज कर सके, इसीलिए वी स्टोर ऑल आवर फाइल्स इन द गिटहब सर्वर. बट देयर इज अ बट. इन दिस सर्वर द फाइल सिस्टम यूज इज द गिट फाइल सिस्टम, जहाँ पे वी कैन कीप डिफरेंट वर्जन्स एंड डिफरेंट instances. Okay, this is the difference. It's a server which uses the Git file system for managing all the files. Okay. Now, GitHub में हम लोग हमारा अकाउंट बना सकते हैं जहाँ पे उस सर्वर पे हम हमारे चीजों को स्टोर कर सकते हैं. Okay. Also let me tell you a bit about git ignore. Okay, I've forgotten the thing about git ignore. अच्छा, मान लेते हैं कि मेरे सिस्टम में कुछ ऐसा फाइल है जिसको मैं अपने गिट सिस्टम में दिखा नहीं सकता या फिर मैं गिटहब में अपलोड नहीं कर सकता. मान लो दिस इज सीक्रेट की. ओके, फाइल, लेट्स क्रिएट अ फाइल secret key. Okay, secret key. Now I don't want to upload this into my GitHub. Not only I don't want to upload this in my Git or GitHub, मैं ये नहीं चाहता कि कोई देखे भी, ये एकदम सीक्रेट रहे. मतलब जो मेरा गिट का सिस्टम है जो मैं इंस्टॉल किया था और गिट इनिशियलाइज करने के बाद जो ये फोल्डर पे जो मेरा गिट का वो सारा अप्लाई हुआ था, गिट का फाइल सिस्टम जो अप्लाई हुआ था, मैं चाहता हूँ कि गिट का जो प्रोसेस है उससे ये मेरा सीक्रेट की वाला फाइल बाहर है. Let's write something secret here. Key is equals to maybe this is my secret key. Okay, sorry, spaces नहीं होते. Okay, Control C. Now I'm saving this file. Now I don't want anyone to know about this. And so what I'll do is I'll go in my command prompt and create a file dot git ignore. Always remember ये जो फाइल है ये डॉट से शुरू होता है. ठीक है, क्लियर फर्स्ट. So touch क्या करता है? Create करता है. Touch command is used to create. Now dot git ignore. Now anyone of you know what the dot function is used in file system? Dot अगर हम किसी फाइल के पहले या फिर किसी फोल्डर के पहले डॉट लगा देता है तो क्या होता है उसमें? किसी को पता है यहाँ पे? Anyone?
भैया फोल्डर हिडन हो जाता है फ्रॉम द डायरेक्टरी और
Sorry, please repeat. एक बार फिर से बताना.
भैया द फोल्डर becomes hidden. It's actually
Yes,
it
yes.
happens even in the phone and it
Yes,
is highly
exactly. Yes. Okay. So we are creating a dot git ignore. Now git ignore is a conventional name. इसी को इसी नाम से पुकारा जाता है. Git ignore दिखेगा तो git system को पता होगा कि we have to ignore all the files mentioned within this system. Okay. So I'm creating touch dot git ignore. Now let's go into my file and I'll see कि जो dot git ignore मेरा create हो चुका है. Now I'll open this with maybe and now within this I'll write the files जो मुझे नहीं करना है add. See key.txt. Before doing this, let's see कि क्या होता है कि if I write git status. See जो मेरा dot ignore है और dot secret की है ये दोनों दिखा रहा है मेरे status में to be committed. Now, I don't even want to show this. Okay, so I'll go here and once I open my dot git ignore, I'll write the file जो मुझे नहीं दिखाना है. I'll save it and close it. Now let's write git status. See, the secret key file is no more showing here. And you know, a better practice, which I do personally, is go in your git ignore file, okay, and even type the git ignore file. ताकि जो git ignore है उसको भी लोग access ना कर पाए. This is a very good technique of protection. Okay. Now, once I've saved it, now let's see. अब मेरा git ignore भी नहीं दिखा रहा है और secret key भी नहीं दिखा रहा है. So both of these files exist, but they will not be shown in my git system. Okay, which is a very good practice to write a .git ignore file within your .git ignore file, ताकि git ignore उसको मिले ही ना अगर कोई बाहर से उसको access करने की कोशिश कर रहा है using a DDoS or something. Okay, that was about git. अच्छा, now let's get back to our GitHub. ये मैं I missed git ignore, so I just came back to it. Now let's go to GitHub. Here, once you create your repository, a few quick setups are given. See, if you have not created any repository, हमने तो कुछ repository बनाया ना हमारे remote system में. अगर हम वो नहीं बनाते तो हम लोग ये सब करते हैं, creating a new repository, see, git init, then adding a readme and committing and branching, all of that. But we have done all of that. So what we will do is, जो भी हम हमारे remote system में काम कर रहे थे, हम उसको अपने इस directory में push कर देंगे, ठीक है? Now to do this, we'll copy this command. Control C. Or I can actually write also. So what we do is git remote, because we want to add we want to add our files into the remote system. यहाँ पे remote system हमारा laptop नहीं है, जो remote server है हम उसका बात कर रहे हैं. So we want to add using the git file system, we want to add all our files into the remote server. Which remote server? Then we write the link. So we name it, हम इसको एक नाम देते हैं, जो हमारे रिमोट सर्वर है उसको, जैसे हम हमारे लोकल में जो मेन ब्रांच उसको मास्टर देते हैं, वैसे हमारे जो रिमोट सर्वर है उसको हम नाम देते हैं. यूजुअली बाय कन्वेंशन हम उसको ओरिजिन देते हैं. इफ यू वांट यू कैन गिव इट समथिंग एल्स लाइक गिटहब और समथिंग एल्स, बट यूजुअली बाय कन्वेंशन वी गिव इट ओरिजिन. Remember, this is the name given to the remote server. We can change it as per our own wishes. Now we give the link. This link is the direct link for our remote server. ये जो मेरा GitHub का जो specifically मेरा सर्वर है, मेरा सर्वर नहीं, जो मेरा अकाउंट है सर्वर पे, उस पे ये डायरेक्टली मुझे डायरेक्ट कर देगा. /git.get. Okay. Now it has added. Now let's do this thing. Remote -v. See, क्या दिखा रहा है? रिमोट कैनॉट कमांड नॉट फाउंड. ओके, git net कहीं. अब ना ये जो मेरा डायरेक्टरी था, इसमें now I can fetch and push. Okay, now I'll tell you later on what is fetch and what is push. But अब जो मेरा git file system है, it has got the idea of this server and it has named it origin, and it can perform both the functions of fetch and push. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll create a branch in this. ये जो मैंने directory बना GitHub में learning git, यहाँ पे I'll create a branch. Git branch -m main. Now basically इसे specify कि मुझे किस branch में commits करने हैं. Now I'll push. So what is push command? Push क्या करता है? जैसे push का English meaning है धक्का देना, वैसे ही push command हमारे जो local system है वहां से सारे फाइल्स को धक्के मार के हमारे GitHub सर्वर में भेज देता है. ठीक है? Get push -u origin. यहाँ पे instead of origin अगर हम कुछ और नाम रखते हैं यहाँ पे, so we have to keep the same name. Okay, we can give it a separate name, but we have to keep it the same name. और यहाँ पे भी main की जगह कुछ और नाम रख सकता था, but since I've kept it main, I'll keep it main. This is the syntax basically. So git as in because we're using git, then we push, then u is universal, then we push into origin in the main branch. Okay, so first we give the server address, then we give the branch address. Now enter. It will ask me for my GitHub username. Now remember, उस वक्त जो इनिशियली हम लोग user.name फिर user.email कर रहे थे वो हमारा git का था. This is for our github.com, so we have to give this username. Okay, remember this. So my username is EMD. अब ना ये जो पासवर्ड है, I'll give this password, but this will not work because I'll show you that. ये देखो ऑथेंटिकेशन फेल दिखा रहा है क्योंकि अगस्त 13, 2021 के बाद से पासवर्ड के साथ हम लोग सेटअप नहीं कर सकते. ओके, कीप दिस इन माइंड. नो लॉन्गर GitHub इज ये अलाउ करता है, इज अलाउइंग us to log in through password के थ्रू हम लोग अब नहीं कर सकते because password hacking was easy. So what is the procedure now? Now we have to go into our GitHub. Here we have to go in settings. Okay, then we have to go in developer settings. Here we have to go in personal access tokens. So anyone has any idea what is a personal access token? If not, let me tell you. जो tokens है basically they act as a key. Okay, जैसे हम लोग का एक हर ताले का एक चाबी होता है, वैसे इस सर्वर में मेरा जो अकाउंट है उसको एक्सेस करने के लिए ये tokens यूज होते हैं. और personal access basically because it's an access token. This token is used to access the account, and personal because I'm using it personally. Publicly भी कर सकते हैं OAuth using using all general हम लोग GitHub का API बना सकते हैं. That is different. So this is a personal access token. Basically, this is a key which acts as a entry point into our into our GitHub server, remote server. Okay, this is a entry point. Now here we will generate new token. So we have to give a note. So this is for Git session. Then there's an expiration day. So every access token can be limited with an expiration day. Basically हम लोग ये mention कर सकते हैं कि हम लोग को कितना दिन का वो देना है. Now I'm giving no expiration. GitHub strongly recommends that you set an expiration date, but right now I'm letting it be. Then you have to select the scope. जैसे हर एक I am expecting that you guys have a little bit idea about programming languages. So जैसे वहाँ पे हर एक variable का एक scope होता है. It's a global or local. मतलब basically उसका limit कि वो क्या क्या कर सकता है. वैसे you have to set scopes here. So repository, the workflow, the package system, deleting package, all of that. So I'll take all of this, and later on in our next session I can explain you each one of them. Deleting a repository, then admin project, admin PGP key. See, now my token is generated. This is my token. I copy this and go back to this. I'll write the same command. Now it will ask me for my username. Sorry, let me clear what controls that. Let me clear the screen. Here it will ask me for my username. Then it will ask me my password. So instead of password, here I will paste the personal access token. I've pasted, but since this is Linux, it's shown here, so you can't see. Even if you write password, I've pasted. See, now it is done. So keep this in mind whenever you are linking your remote gate with the GitHub server of your account. Remember, आजकल password नहीं काम करता है. You have to go into developer settings, then from personal access token, you have to generate token. Now it has working. अब देखते हैं, हम यहाँ पे जाते हैं. Let's go to DACTI. Here refresh.
নতুন একটা বানানো।
Okay, maybe I've created again my personal account. I'm so sorry, but probably I've created my personal account. Give me a minute. Let's see if it is already there or not. Okay, so by mistake I've created in my personal account. Let me create it once more in the DSC learning get and GitHub repository. Okay, I have to do this once again. Copy paste. Easy this way. Control C. I'm so sorry, I have created in my personal account, so I have to do it once again. Remote origin already exists. See, now I have already a remote. Okay. Okay. Branch. Name. Push. Generate DSC copy the token once again. I'll generate a new token. Token forget. I'll click all the records. Then I'll copy this. Should be promote support. Import support. DSCTIU. Okay, now I think I'll find DSCTIU. See, now as you can see that in my DSCTIU जो मेरा learning git वाला repository था वहाँ पे I should get all my files. Yes. Now from my CLI, from my command prompt, I can access the DACTIU learning git wala user file. Okay. Acha, give me 5 minutes. I have a phone call. Yes. Acha. Just remember, don't push in the master branch. Create a branch with your name and college ID example. Yes, I work on it. Yes, I'll tell you about branching and for how to fork it into your local system, and then search is not recognized. But yeah, Developer using Mint. So I think in on Linux we have touch. If you don't have touch, maybe you can use directly create a .ignore file in your file system. Like suppose we can go here, and can create a create new file, and then maybe we could have created a .ignore. Sorry, get ignore. Now this will work, but since it already exists in my case, it's not working, but it should work. Okay, if you're using Mint. Okay, then Google authentication codes just yes, exactly like Google authentication codes. Please follow the commands changing the access repository. Yes. Now just remember, you don't push in master. Yes, please don't push it in the master branch. Okay, now guys, please give me 2 minutes. I have a very urgent call to take. Okay, if it's fine. Okay, Gaurav. Okay, guys. There's a thing. There's an emergency. Basically, a friend of mine has met with an accident. He's in the ICU. I'm just got the call. I was ignoring till now. I just received the phone. It's really important for me that I'll have to go now. I'm so sorry that I'm in the middle of a session, but he's really close friend of mine. He lives right next to my house, and he has met with a very bad accident. He's in the ICU. Okay, I have to go. I'm so sorry. My mind is actually not working, but just remember, whatever there is left, I'll tell you guys, and I'll share all of this. Okay, I'm really sorry, and I hope you guys have understood, taken at least something. It's really important you take something from this session, so you learn something. Yeah, if Gaurav, it will be really great if Gaurav takes over, because I don't want people to go half at it. Yes, and yeah, also from October there's I just got reminded of Oktoberfest. I was about to say it in the end. Yes, thank you, Gaurav. I'm so sorry, everyone, from each and everyone. If I'm personally saying, because now really have to go. It's really important for me to go now. He's in the ICU. I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay.
ঠিক আছে ঋত্বিক, কোনো চাপ নেই। No problem. Give us an update, okay, later for a polish. Okay. All right, guys. So Riam has come up with an emergency, so I guess me and Aryan will be taking over the session right now. अभी फिलहाल तक किसी को कुछ डाउट है तो you can ask them. All right. So I know that GitHub CLI can be a bit of a hectic and tedious thing to work with. So let me introduce you something quite simple and easy to use, a GUI interface. It is called GitHub Desktop. Let me share my screen. All right. So when you first start learning Git and GitHub, working with CLI becomes quite a tedious job. You cannot remember all the commands. You have to constantly check for the commands. GitHub Desktop offers you a very simple and elegant solution for that. So I have got it downloaded. If you want, you can download it and install it on your system. It looks something like this. Let's say. Okay. This is your first screen that you see. When you work with a repository, your current repository that is active will be shown here. Your current branch will be active here. And there is something, Riam showed you the concept of pushing to a file, right? There is also something called pulling from the origin. So what happens is, let me clone the repository first. Okay. So if you go here and if you click setup in desktop, you will be given the prompt open GitHub Desktop. Now here you can see the local path where you want to save it. So let's choose it. Let's go to desktop, create a new folder. Session. And select the folder. So now your folder is updated and this is your URL that you are going to clone. Okay, so click on clone. All right. Now what do you see? Here it was originally showing in the previous repository, it was showing me that fetch origin. But right now it is showing publish branch. That means in this repository, where is it? Yeah. Since there is nothing set up, there is no particular branch where you can upload files. So first you have to upload to publish a branch. So we can do two things. Either you can first publish the branch and then make changes, or you can make your changes and then publish your branch. Let's first publish the branch. Okay, cannot publish on one head. Right. We need to first create some files and folders. Okay, where is it? Learning Git. Here you can already see that it initialized with a .git file. That means the git init command has already been run on here. So let's create a new file. Let's say readme. All right. Now when you open GitHub Desktop, you can see that one changed file, that is readme.txt. If you open command prompt here and you check for it, git status on branch main, you have got untracked files. That is readme.txt has been changed, but it has not yet been staged. So you can do two things. Either from the command line, you can just write git add the file name or git add dot to add all the files. Else you can use GitHub Desktop. You can just create a commit message and just commit it. The staging is automatically done in here. If I create a new file, let's say new file, GitHub Desktop automatically stages your files. So which one do you want to continue with? Should I show it here in GitHub Desktop or should I continue with command line? Please respond. Hello. Come on, guys, please respond. Which one do you want to continue with the command line interface or with the GitHub desktop? GitHub desktop. Fine. So now you have got two staged commits. Now let's create a commit message. Maybe you can create something like this. Or standard, I won't say the standard, but it is generally a practice that when you first upload your files, you write something called initial commit. Here you can add your description saying that this is the first commit where we are uploading two files. Commit to main. Right now you can see that publishing your branch is enabled. So what is it written? Your current branch main hasn't been published to the remote yet. By publishing it to GitHub, you can share it, open a pull request, and collaborate with others. So just click on publish branch, and now you can see that it again comes back to fetch origin. And if you reload it here, you can see that two files have been created on the main branch. Now I was talking to you about something called pull. Let's say some other developer is working on the same project. Now he has uploaded files in the main folder, in the main branch, and I have got no knowledge about it. So let's say this is created by the new dev. Right? This is developer to pushing changes. Commit file. Alright, now on GitHub, it is now showing 3 files. But if I check on my local system, it is still showing me 2 files, right? I don't have any changes here. Nothing here is telling me that a new file has been created, a new file has been uploaded on GitHub. So it is always a good practice that whenever you are making changes, you're writing your code, you first always pull changes from the remote. To do this, you can use something like called git pull. In remote, you are enumerating objects. There are 4 files. Now you are just counting them, and then you are just pulling all the changes. And here you can see that what changes have been done. You are creating a new file called new dev. So if you go back to your local system, here you can see the new dev file has been created. Now to do the same with GitHub desktop, how can you proceed? Let's say again, I create a new file called new dev2. This is dev2 pushing another change on GitHub. Commit new file. So to pull origin, you just need to click on this fetch origin, and you can see that pull uncommit from the origin remote. That means some other developer has already committed once on the remote origin on the GitHub, and now you have to pull it on your local system. So you can just click on pull origin. Great. Now I believe during the course of the session you have heard something called merge conflict. Hello. Hi guys, I'm back. So did you any of you try pulling the files on your local system? Okay, I assume none of you did. Anyways, so I was talking about the merge conflicts, right? So I've created something called new dev2. Is it on my local system? Yeah, it is on my local system. So if I, let's say, load files, not upload files, create a new file, new dev3, okay, new dev3.txt. This is dev3. New dev3.txt has been created and it is right now on the remote server. Now on my local server, I decide to create, let's say, the same file. Dev3, and I am placing this is dev3. So right now GitHub desktop shows me that, or even Git in general, it will show me that I have got one untracked file, that is new dev3.txt, and here I have got staged it on new dev3.txt. So if I commit it to main, the commit message right now by default is create new dev3.txt. And yes, this is also one of the brilliant features you get while using GitHub desktop, that if you change one particular file or if you create one singular new file, you can get a default message, commit message here. In CLI, you have to write your message no matter whatever changes you make, be it singular or be it multiple. But in GitHub desktop, for singular changes, you get a default commit message. So I committed to main. I push it to origin. Now, what is it? It is showing me newer commits on remote. Desktop is unable to push commits to this branch because there are commits on the remote that are not present on your local branch. Fetch these new commits before pushing it in order to reconcile them with your local commits. So GitHub desktop will give you a warning that, bro, remote पे ना कुछ files है, तुम इधर कुछ बना रहे हो, वो उधर कुछ बना रही है, तो थोड़ा देख लो क्या कर रहा है. So fetch it. Alright, pull origin. All conflicts resolved. Nope. See, there are conflicted files. On the remote, you had created a new dev3.txt, and on your local system also you are creating the same file. Right? Both of them have, let's say, different contents, because on remote you have this is dev3, and in your local file you have this is dev space 3. So it's are different changes, but on the same file. So there are conflicts, and if you merge these, your entire file system will break. If you have an application on production, it will break. So there are two options. Either you can resolve your conflicts and then merge, or else you can just abort the entire thing and you can find another workaround. So right now I'm aborting merge. My file was committed here, so let me undo it. Now if I pull my origin, error, the following untracked working tree will be overwritten by the merge. Alright, what is the preference given to here? The preference is not given to the files on your local system. The preference is given to the files on the remote server. Please remove the move or remove them before you merge. So that means whenever I am pulling and there is a merge conflict, the file system, the files that are present on the remote server will be the ones that will take precedence over the local ones. So it is advising me to remove this. Let's do that. Now if I pull origin, there's no problem. It is giving me a normal workflow. Now if I go here, if I now make some changes, let's say this is dev3 changed. It is giving me this. Let me use the CLI for a while. So git add dot will add all your files. Git commit -m changed dev3 file, and then permission denied to. Oh, acha. Okay. Yeah, CLI will give me an error because I have got another GitHub account on my setup on my system that is not this one. Okay, so CLI will give me error. Let me continue with GitHub desktop itself. So create new dev3.txt. Update. Commit to main. Oh, sorry. Okay, I hope so far this is clear. If you have any questions, you can please ask. Okay, all right. Since you guys do not have any questions, let's end the session here. I believe. I don't think that introducing you guys to something new will be a great idea. But let me talk to you about something else. Let me talk to you about Oktoberfest. See, Hacktoberfest is launching tomorrow. Okay, and this was, I think, a necessary session for you guys to attend, because right now you need to understand how to use Git or GitHub. So what happens in Hacktoberfest is, it is a month-long event which is based on open source contribution. There are several repositories that are designated in the list of participating repositories. So as open source contributors, you can make changes to those existing repositories, and if your changes get accepted, only then you will be eligible for rewards. Now, last year it was that you have to have 4 merged changes, only then you would be able to only then you will be eligible for getting rewards, swags. दीदी ने तो दिखा दिया था क्या क्या मिलता है, नहीं दिखाया तो एक मिनट. এই যে এইগুলো পাওয়া যায়, টি-শার্ট, স্টিকার্স এইসব পাওয়া যায়, ঠিক আছে? তো যাই হোক, one more reason to participate in Hacktoberfest. Anyway, so how to do that? रियम भैया एक बात बताए थे कि you have to use something called fork, pull request, all those, right? So what happens is, this fork function, this fork button, this will create a clone of this current repository under the ownership of your account. Right now it is under DSCTIU learning it, right? If I click on fork, this makes me the owner right now. Instead of giving it to DSCTIU, it is now giving it to Gaurav 221B, right? Learning grid. Okay. Branch. You are creating a fork in your personal account. हाँ तो type है. अच्छा. Ronak.
हाँ
Please screen share करो. Since I am the member of this organization না, তো আমাকে ওই জন্য fork করতে দেবে না.
দাদা আমি আপাতত ল্যাপটপে নেই, মোবাইল থেকে করছি।
Oh. अच्छा cool. বলবি না কিন্তু প্রমোশন করছি. Alright, so let me create a fork. This is under the name of কি হয়েছে, you are creating a fork in your personal account. হ্যাঁ তো সমস্যাটা কি? Create fork. So right now this is under the ownership of Cascading Ninja, and this is forked from DSCTIU Learning Kit. Right now, if I set it up in desktop, this folder contains files. Let me choose a new file. Learning Kit. Select folder and lock. Okay, now you will see that GitHub Desktop offers you a survey kind of. What will you be doing with this? Will you be contributing to the parent repository, or will you be using it for your own person? So I will be contributing to the parent project, so I'll keep this enabled and then I'll continue. All right. Meanwhile, let me log out and log in from Cascading. Okay. So now if I go to learn Git Cascading, here in, let's say, new dev 2, this is also, let's say new dev 3. Now I find a feature that is kind of on a legacy code, or I can improve it, or I can suggest some changes for it. So I can write, this is dev 3 changed. This will be an update to the dev 3. It's a feature. Save it. So now what happens is that you get your automated text, you get your automated commit message that update new dev 3. But right now, what is it? You don't have write access to learning Git. Want to create a fork? Okay. Yeah. So right now I cannot create or I cannot change anything in the main branch. I have to create a new branch. So what you go, you just go there and you write it. Let's say I'm putting my name, Gaurav 1160. Create a new branch. This is going to create a new branch from main. And I create a new branch. Now, since I already changed something and then I'm creating a new branch, that means what? What happens is, once you create a new branch, all the changes after that will be considered. GitHub Desktop, that's why offers you a choice that, are you sure you want to leave your changes on the previous branch, or do you want to take it over? Right now I'm going to bring it over, switch branch, and then I'm committing to my own branch. I publish it. Okay, so far you have seen that once you publish your branch, once you push your changes, it ends. There's nothing more to that. But right now what you are seeing is there is something called create a pull request. Remember what I told you while teaching you about pull, that every time there is an update on the remote server, you have to pull those changes on your local file, and only then you can work with it. Only then there will not be any merge conflicts. Since right now you are contributing to someone else's repository, there should be a kind of a system that will notify them that भैया एक change आया है, इसको एक बार देख लो. If it is worthy enough, then you can merge it into your own file. So I will create a new pull request. It will take you back to your browser, and now you will see that here is your commit message and here is your comment. Now for getting in Hacktoberfest or even in normal open source contribution, you need to provide proper description of what you did, why you did. That will increase your chances of getting your pull request merged. So here I am writing something called the dev3 feature had a piece of code that was causing latency. I used this and this algorithm to decrease the latency to 3 milliseconds. Alright, now I create a pull request. Okay, now GitHub will check if the branch has no conflicts with the base branch, then it will give a green signal. Now if I come back here, I can see that there is a 1 beside the pull request. So I go here. As a maintainer, I go here. I see that, okay, there is a new change. What is it? Let me check. Now here I can see what changes have been pushed by this. So Cascading Ninja says the dev3 feature had a piece of code that is causing latency. Right now I want to check what he has done. I can check the repository from here and I can go and check it here. This green and this plus sign indicates that there has been an addition. A red and minus sign indicates there has been a deletion, and if it has got nothing, then it will just remain blank. All right, so let me review the changes, and I can do 3 things. I can request changes that, yeah, this has been there but this is not following, let's say, our current file naming convention, could you please change it? Or I can approve the request, or I can just pass a normal comment. So far let me just approve it. Thank you for the suggestion. It was helpful. Submit your review. And now you can do, either you can close the pull request, or if you find that, yeah, this has been a proper code, this has been a proper change, you can merge your pull request. What will this do? This will make the Cascading Ninja's changes merge into Gaurav221V's learning Git repository. Okay, now I can pass a merge commit message. Let's say changes from Cascading has been merged. Then confirm merge. All right, now this shows updated. Now if I go back to code, if I go to new dev3.txt, I can see that this will be an update to the dev3 feature. This was the entire concept of how to create a pull request, what is forking, and how to contribute to open source. So anyone has got any kinds of doubt so far, please let me know. Alright then, since none of you are commenting, I believe that no one has got any doubt. Alright, I hope it is clear. Okay, so that's the end of today's session. If you have any further questions you want to ask later, please feel free to contact us in the group and post your questions there. Someone among us might just answer your questions, and it is always better than sending it in a DM, and as some of us are quite busy, so we might not always get a time to review your messages. Please send it in the group, then at least one of us can easily see and reply. All right, thank you for attending today's session. I hope you guys found it informative, and before you leave, could you please comment on the feedback form? I'm sharing it right now. Please leave a feedback, because your opinions are really helpful to us. We take your feedbacks quite seriously. अब एक feedback है, we cannot do anything about it कि पहले तुम लोग बोलते थे भैया माइक को ऑर्गेनाइज करो, तो वो नहीं हो सकता, तो उसके अलावा और कुछ है तो लिख दो, ठीक है? And that's the end of today's session. If you want, you can leave. There is no issue. All right. Thank you for attending.